What is going on, everyone? DJ's here with another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin analysis. That's right, today we're going to be looking at a Days of Ruin game that I played via tinywars.online. The best place you can play Advanced Wars Days of Ruin games online. Highly recommend checking out the site. It's really sleek and nice, and it really hits the nostalgia spot. So today we're going to be looking at a game I had versus a very strong player, Soth. Some of you guys might recognize his name because I've actually featured him on my channel several times. He's in Meng's Grandmasters Tour Season 1. I also played against him in a very high stakes tournament in Discord 11. Very strong player, and he plays both Advanced Wars Days of Ruin and also Advanced Wars by Web. Strong player, good to see a familiar face on the site. So today's match actually took place on a standard map called Defend the Invasion. So this map right here is a 1 base, 1 airport versus 2 base map. Pretty standard. It's not too different from Advanced Wars by Web maps. The 2 base is really hard to reinforce. Your units kind of step on the top of each other trying to reinforce because you have this little choke point here. This is mist on sea, so basically you cannot move over it. It is not shoals. So it's really hard reinforced, but you're going to have more units. So theoretically, after time, these 2 base should win over this 1 base. But that's typically not how games go because you can front shift. Air units are really good on this map. I see Wayland used a lot because he is good at air units, and you can front shift them incredibly easily. Dusters have a lot of play on this map because it's a wide open map, so don't be afraid to, or don't be surprised you see some Dusters having some good play here. But yeah, pretty fun map. The most contested properties are the ones in the middle. Also, this radar tower is pretty contested. It usually starts off under green control over here and red control over here, but can easily flip. These ones here are easily greens. And this starts to get to the contested territory, contested property territory right here. You don't usually see victory by HQ, but you usually see like taking over all these contested properties here, and then just winning via property advantage. But anyway, let's talk quickly about the COs. So you might notice something. CO at the top is a new one. It's a custom CO added via Tiny Wars. I'm not a huge fan of these custom COs, but they do create some spice and really spice up the meta game because there's, COs are evolving and there's new COs introduced rather than having the same old COs 20 years later, you know what I mean? People get tired of Adder and Olaf and all that stuff in Advanced Wars by Web, so they try to spice it up here. So we're playing against Liege. Soth chose Lee. He is basically the closest thing to Adder that Advanced Wars or Tiny Wars has. He has a 3-zone radius, quite a large zone. His day-to-day is anything within the zone, 10%, 10%, which is standard, plus 1 movement. That's right. Anything that is within the zone gets plus 1 movement. So the vehicle itself gets 1 movement, whoever is in the CO unit. Let's say if there's an infantry in there. It has 4 move now. A tank has 7 move. And you can also, all these units move, you move your CO unit to a different area, and all the new units in that now CO zone also get the move. So it's not just where it starts off, also where you end up with your CO unit. Those guys get extra moves. So incredibly good CO in terms of capturing at the beginning, really good capture chains. He can do a lot of things that other COs cannot do. He's definitely got an early spike. He's like Adder. He has a really early game spike. He's going to have the first power spike of the game. He wants to win this game early. The longer the game goes on, he's probably going to wear off a bit. But in the early game, Lee is pretty much unmatched. You're going to have a better income curve, and you're going to have better positioning all throughout the map. Superpower, basically, once you get 60 charge, remember, in order to get charge, you have to destroy units within your CO zone. Your units have to be within your CO zone destroying units. Doesn't matter how valuable enemy opponent units are. If it's an infantry, you kill it, that's 10. If it's a tank, you kill it, that's 10. If it's a bomber, you kill it, that's 10. If you do 6 damage to a bomber, that's 6. Any damage you do, it's basically your energy charge. So you get all that, you use your CO's unit, and you get plus 2 movement and 10-10 throughout the whole map. Not bad at all. Pretty easy to get to with a zone of 3. Me on the other side, I have Isabella. So as some of you guys might know who follow Advanced Wars Days of Ruin, Isabella is a really overpowered CO, therefore they nerfed her. See this minus mark here? She's Isabella minus now. They nerfed her. So originally, these are all the same. 2-zone radius, which is about average. It's not bad, it's not great, it's average. CO zone 30-60, and then the SCOP is going to be after you use 60. What they changed is, before it used to be 20-20, and it's all units. She's really flexible CO. Air units, ground units, what have you, all have 20-20. They nerfed it, so it's now 20-10, which is not great. It stinks. She's now a lot more, you know, balanced. She's probably still one of the better COs, but she's definitely not the best anymore. They also nerfed her super CO power, so once you get 60, you can use this. Everything gets 20% offense, 10% defense, and +2 movement, just like Lee. It's going to be harder to get, though, because I have a smaller radius. But also indirects gain 1+ max attack range, so 1+ range. Before it was 2+ range. Before it was 20-20-2-2. Now it's 20-10-2-1. So they nerfed her. Still very good, though. This is probably my first time playing her in a while. I typically pick Penny. If you've watched my other games, I love Penny. But we banned Penny for this map. So anyway, without further ado, let's get the game started. So, starting at the top in Lee in the reds, we have Mr. Soth. And he's going to be picking bikes because the bikes have 5 movement rather than 3. So it makes sense to get the bikes to get these capture chains going. And he's probably going to spend his CO unit quite early because he is a early game CO. So he's probably going to make this infantry. It doesn't really matter if it's a tank, a bike, a recon. Whatever he can make into a CO unit, that's what Lee's going to do. Probably going to turn it into an infantry or a bike. It's going to be the CO unit. Whereas Isabella, Penny, Tabitha, everyone else, usually it's going to be either a tank or a copter. In air units, specialties like Waylon, it's going to be a copter. So I'm going to wait till I get a tank, but he immediately gets that. And look, already has a boost. See? +1 movement. Only Lee can do that. And anything within the zone, +1 movement. So this bike, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can move 6 rather than 5 now because it is starting within the zone. So note that. Boom. I mean, he didn't even need to do it right there, but because he was capturing that property regardless. But this follow-up over here, you still won't be able to reach this property because one thing of note, shoals actually slow down bikes. If you look at this, beaches, 2 movement costs. So if there's a lot of shoals, it's not like Advanced Wars by Web where shoals have like 1 movement cost for every unit. Now they have 2 for bikes. I think that's only bikes though. I believe recons and everything else, and for missiles and rockets and recons. Okay, interesting. So they slowed down a bit. Anyway, I believe I get the first vehicle out here. Nope. Okay, I'm still going for the full boom. Both of us are booming. We're baby boomers, as some might say. Look at those boosties right there. Now everything is going to get a boost except for this recon. It's going for the contested properties, makes sense. So we went for a recon rather than a tank, because he couldn't afford a tank yet. We're all going for the contested properties first, it makes sense. Pretty standard so far, nothing out of the ordinary. Just infantry spamming. I'm going to build my first tank probably. I believe I built it on my weak side over here, which Soth admitted to me he wasn't expecting. He's like, oh, I thought you were going to try to go all out over here. I was like, I see all that recon over there. It's going to be super boosted. It's going to start attacking me really early. Maybe denying this property, maybe denying this property. I don't want to allow that. So I built a tank over here, and honestly, I might even CO boost it. I built a recon over here, though, because I need to pressure as well. I can't just be on the defensive over here. I need to also pressure as well over here, or else I'm just going to eventually lose over here, no matter how many units I build. So he gets to the middle first, which is always a good move. That's Lee power right there. And this is a bit of a trap. If I capture this property, you should not interrupt me with 2 bikes because I'm going to win this long term. This is not a contested property. This is thoroughly in Green's hands. So if he interrupts, I have a recon that'll get its beep on. And I build a CO unit over here. Everything in that zone is 20% offense, 10% defensive boost. So everything's empowered over there. It caught Soth off guard, as you mentioned. I built a artillery over here because I need pressure, and I have to base skip because if some of you guys already know, infantry are 1,500 now instead of 1,000 cost. Things have been boosted up. Artillery are still 6k, anti are 7k instead of 8k now, but infantry are a lot more pricier, and mechs are cheaper. I'll probably have a video. Oh, he went for the trap. Oof, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be using those units. Ooh, Boomba. Yeah, he kills off my unit over there, but luckily I have a nice little tank that's going to get its spank on and kill that little Riki. Get myself some charge. If I kill the recon, I'll get 9 charge. As you can see, 9 over here. Beautiful. That's a free hit. And I'm already going to put pressure over here. Like, I'm going to get this property. That didn't really make sense. He kind of sacked the unit, basically, to stop that. But I'm a little scared over here. See this infantry? Everything in this range, once he gets a little extra charge, it's actually going to reach the base as well. Everything in this has +1 movement, so you have to keep that in mind. So technically, this doesn't reach my tank, right? If you move this infantry back, this tank will reach me. You always have to keep in mind that he's going to have 1 extra movement sometimes. So you have to, like, have a little more defensive stance. So he attacks me, gets some charge for himself. He's really trying to get that charge. Boom. And look, he can reach me now. Oh, he doesn't attack though. Notice? He can reach me from the silo. He chose not to attack me. Probably because I built that battlecopter. I needed that battlecopter so bad. I was very glad I built this battlecopter. It takes 2 to 3 turns for an anti-air to reinforce. 2 turns if you're Lee, apparently. So building a battlecopter is a necessity on this weak side. So it pays off. And you can also front shift it. Like I said, air units are phenomenal on this map. So hell yeah, I'm building a battlecopter. Now I have to build my own anti-air because he built his battlecopter as well. I have to be a little defensive over here. I don't have any tanks, and he has a tank, and I just have a recon and an artillery, so I have to be a little defensive there. Get a first strike in the middle, kill off that unit. I block with my copter over here because I don't want to get too hit KO'd by his tanks. This one cannot reach me. This one can. I'm getting a little worried about my weak side currently. Soth is putting on a good amount of pressure right here. Tank front shifts to the middle slightly. He really doesn't want me to not stop this property. He doesn't want to allow me to get that. He shifts a little bit away, which is fine. It makes perfect sense. He builds an artillery of good, lasting power throughout the match in terms of like base racing and whatnot. So it makes sense. He's front shifting towards the middle though. I noticed this. I think since he's front shifting towards the middle, I kind of angle all my units over here pretty offensively. This is a pretty good wall I came up with. In order to reach this, you're gonna have to sack a tank and a copter, and then this will actually... Ooh, it won't reach. Huh. Okay, well, I'm allowing a free copter hit, apparently. Oh well, but his tank will have to attack too. It's the copter and the tank have to attack to kill this. And then the tank's gonna get blasted by the artillery, so... Yeah. Interesting. Okay, I was feeling a little ballsy. I don't remember that particularly as much. Boom. I'm getting a little greedy over here. I wanted an extra 10 charge. Now I'm at 29. One more, and my zone gets larger by 1 point. Right now it's 2. When it gets to 30, it goes to 3. When it gets to 60, it gets to 4. Some people opt to hold on to their power, not even use their superpower because they love having that big zone for certain COs like Tabitha, where it actually is better to hold on to your CO zone rather than spend it. Pull my copter back. Luckily, this is barely out of range of that anti-air. Boonga, bonga. I'm gonna hit that little tank. I think I got a little lucky roll over here. If he breaks through that, I think he can, breaks through that. No, I don't think he can one-hit. I think he still can't break through that. I guess it didn't really matter that much. So it's okay. Copter coming in, gets a nice little hit. I'm gonna get a nice spanky on that tanky though. My offensive side over here, my 2-base side is looking really good. It's feeling a little uncomfortable on my 1-base, but it's okay. I'm trying to front shift my copter. His anti-air is matching me. And now I'm a little dicey, but I get the income lead. Boom. Right now, I have a 19k to 17k. I have both of these properties, and he does not have this one over here. Plus, I have this radar station, and he does not. I'm a little late to the game on this property, so I'm assuming to have a 3k income lead, which is crucial, especially in a low-income map like this. 20k is not that much, typically. Especially now that infantry are more expensive. 17k is not going to cut it in these 3-base maps with airports. Infantry are more expensive, a lot of other units are more expensive, so keep that in mind. So, get all my units in position over there, get the swarm ready of infantry, get my infantry wall going. I get a little greedy here. I get another kill. Look, my zone gets bigger by 1 space. I'm at 45 now. I'm getting close to my super. So I'm really sucking up all that extra juicy charge right now. So Soth, I remember he had like a brain blast coming up here soon, and he made some really good moves. Kills off my unit over there, kills my infantry. He's getting a lot of charge. He is at 42 now, so we both have expanded 1 zone. So everything now in that thing has +1 move. That huge area has +1 move. That's, pretty nice. Even the mech, it's gonna have 3 moves. Pretend it's an infantry. Mechs are infantry now, basically. That's how overpowered this zone is in the early game. Later on, it falls off, like I said, but early on, it really rocks. Tank comes in, strikes me over here. Copter comes in, he's trying to overwhelm me. I know one of my copters is gonna, or one of my anti-air is gonna die, so I have to build another one. I get a little cautious over here. I'm really worried that my tank is going to die. I'm at 52 now. I would hate to lose my CO unit when I have that much charge, because you lose all of your charge when your CO unit dies. So I think I combine here. Yep, to a 9. Get some more charge. I am at 57. I'm so close to a superpower. I really want that superpower. Bust through. Kill a copter. Feeling pretty good overall. I still have a nice 3k income advantage. But I remember this is the turn Soth made a really good play. I'm feeling confident here. I'm definitely winning at this point. In terms of units, in terms of and properties. Let's look at the stats. Right now, it's 95,000 to 78,000. We're equal in units, actually. I think he has more kills than me, now that I think about it. And I think I base skipped a bit, too. So, could be better, honestly. Can look at the statistics. Let's see. For him, I've killed 2 infantry, killed 4 bikes. Haven't killed anything else really except for a copter. And for him, I've lost 3 infantry, lost 5 bikes, lost 1 tank. Have not lost a copter though. Okay. Pretty equal overall. I'm a little behind. But then Soth makes a Brain Blast move this turn, I remember. The thing you need to know about CO units. You cannot attack and use your superpower in the same turn. Your unit has to use a superpower as an action. So if there's a unit right here, I can attack and then use my superpower. It is an action. So don't forget that. That comes into play this turn, I remember. So Soth comes in. Copter, boonga. Bonga. Donga. Kills off my anti-air. Fortunately for me, this anti-air does not reach the copter unless I have a superpower. So I need 3 charge. Then I can reach that juicy copter. I really need to do that. Boom, kills me off there. Boom, gets a kill right there. Artillery is a beautiful position right there. Makes the cap really easy to get. And here's the thing. Look at this. I need 3 charge. I need 3 charge. 2 charge now. How do I get 2 charge? I can't get 2 charge. This is out of range. I can't fire on anything. I can't attack because then I would end my turn for my CO unit and I can't use my power. So I can't get... I really, really wanted my superpower this turn. It would be decimating. I could reach one of these 2 copters with my anti-air. The other copter could smack that copter. The tank would reach the other tank. It would be a massacre if I'm able to get the superpower. I looked at this board state for a bit. And then I saw something. I saw a glimmer of hope. I want you guys to take a look here and see if you can figure out what I thought first. Take a look. Alright, if you pause the video, that's cool. But anyway, I'm going to talk about it now. There's one hope. See, let me see if I can bring up the damage calculator here. Maybe not. I'm struggling with all this. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what it is. But anyway, this bike attacking... Oh, here we go. Where are you? I know you're here. I know you're here. I think it's like this one. This is on a plane. And I'm in the CO zone. So this has a chance to do 2 damage to a tank. There's an 8 to 17% chance to do damage here. I just need to do, and it has 24. That needs to go down to 9 or lower. Or actually 10, I guess. I need to get a 14 or higher. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Anything less than that, it's not going to cut it. So I take the gamble here. I go for a luck roll with my bike. Before doing anything here, I said, F it. I'm going to sack this bike, but if I get it, it will be so good. I take the risk. It's about a 35% chance to get it, I think. 35% chance, so 2/3 of the time it's not going to work. Let's see what happens. Boom! I get it, baby! And we get the superpower! So did not see that coming. I remember he left his turn, and he was like feeling really good. We were chatting about it. We were having a good time in the Discord chat. But now everything suddenly has +2 movement, +1 range. It doesn't really matter in this instance that I have boosted on that. But the +2 movement and +20% offense, +10% defense. Yeah. Boom, comes out of nowhere. Boom. Blam. I actually don't even attack the copter with my own copter. I opt to just attack everything else because whatever it does, I'm going to kill it with the anti-air next turn. Really good turn. I was so lucky I got that roll. That was the most important roll of the game. And just like that, I mean, last turn, let's go back one turn. It wasn't looking that great. Let's look at the stats. I'm behind 9 units. That's a 33%, no, 50% higher than me. I have 17. 50% of 17 is like 9. That's 9. 50% more units than me. More unit value than me. The only thing I have is the income. Soth has been playing better tactically, and I've been playing better macro-wise in terms of income. I've sacked my units in order to get better income, so I need to hold on, basically. If I don't hold on, he's just going to get the income back, and it makes no point. So because of that, I have this devastating turn. But Soth, he can use the power of himself if he wants to right here. I was worried he might use his power to reach a bunch of things. Luckily, he can't reach too many things, so he holds on to it so he can snipe my copter later with +2 range at his choice. Because it's an infantry unit too, he's not going to be attacking anyway. Unlike my tank that can attack, you want to attack and you also want to use your power. In infantry, I mean, once you're done capturing, all it needs to do is use the power. It's not like there's an opportunity cost lost from it. So, brings us in south. But I'm feeling pretty good. I just got to hold on to this income lead. Now it's only 2k. He got that middle property. It's only a measly 2k. It's one property, and that is this this radar tower right there. I can lock it down with this artillery, though, which I do. Boonga, bonga. I go for some cappings. Go for some cappenings. Boom. Go for this really nice cap right there. I definitely need another anti-air, probably. He's going to be spamming out those copters in order to keep it going, so I build an anti-air, I'm pretty sure. If I can remember my actions and what I would do these days. Ooh, I spend a lot of money over there, actually. No, I do not. I'm more concerned about losing this property than I am about pushing here. And he uses his superpower. Everything is +2 movement, +10, 10. Boom. Hits my tank. And unfortunately for me, these are out of range. Like my artillery can hit this 3%er, and I can kill the copter, but once I do hit the copter, there's going to be a mech that spanks me, and he's going to have another copter. I can reach that copter though. I have an airport lock. It would have been really nice to have another anti-air at this point, but I spent so much money on defending over here. But because I spent so much, if he attacks in like this, I'm going to punish him. Kills off my artillery, but at what cost? Kills off my tank. But I'm about to get a lot of copter and tank hits. The main goal here, if I'm able to break through here and hit the anti-air, my copters are going to be free. There is no anti-air in sight. As soon as I kill this anti-air, he has nothing for my copters. He doesn't even have a copter for himself. That is like literal public enemy number 1 is that artillery. Once I kill that, my copters can roam free. Hell, I'll build a 3rd copter if I'm able to kill the anti-air. So that is my 100% game plan at this point. That is all I am thinking about. 2 things. Killing that and making sure he doesn't capture that. So I can keep the income lead. Boom. Actually, I'm about to get the income lead via this, I think. Nope, not quite. Boom, kill. Kill that. Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. I actually don't kill it. I actually opt to just kill the artillery, but look at this. Everything is the zone. Everything is +10 defense. Everything is +20 offense. He only has 1 full HP tank. This mech doesn't... Okay, the mech does reach. Don't forget, the zone. This mech does reach, but it doesn't hit anything but the copter, so this is a really good turn by me, actually. I forgot how good this turn was. Wow. And he resigns. I mean, that was a good turn. I can't blame him right there, but wow. I just loved this game because it's one of the few times my luck was good. My luck is consistently terrible, but this is one of the few times I got the 35% roll. This game would have been a lot different if I didn't get this. I'm not saying I would have lost. I mean, I certainly could have lost. I think I still would have had a lead at this point, because I have the 1k advantage. However, it would have looked a lot dicier, though. That roll right there was game-changing. So don't forget, luck rolls do come and they can make a huge difference. Even something as simple as getting from a 1 to a 2, or a 2 to a 1 rather, can be the difference between a superpower and no superpower. So hats off to Soth. I think he played incredibly well. He's probably one of the best Lee players there is. He planned it out. His capture phase was better than mine. His movement around and positioning was better than mine overall. But luckily, the luck was on my side. I think my unit composition was slightly better, and he was a little too reckless with his copters over here, and they were just a little caught off guard by that superpower. Honestly, I understand it kind of... Maybe he didn't think I was going to go for the 35 roll, but I needed that really badly. But anyway, that was a fun Days of Ruin game. So I hope you guys were entertained. I hope you guys learned something, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.